Now, as we mentioned earlier, tomorrow, May 5th, is Children's Day here in Korea. To mark the occasion, we want to take this opportunity to explore the world of Korean kids content. Now, Bella, when you think of Korean kids content, what comes to mind?
Well, I have to say, Baby Shark, Baby Shark. We've mentioned this several times on our show previously as well, but Baby Shark, of course. I even heard children around the world are singing this in Korean lyrics as well. So that's definitely something to cover. And also, Teenieping is huge in Korea as well.
In Korea and around
the world, yes.
Even, I think we're going to ask our trend diver in a bit, but yes, really, Baby Shark and Teenieping, those are becoming clearly a major force in the global Hallyu wave. So today, we're diving deeper into this growing phenomenon with Trend Diver Gunwoo joining us back in the studio. Welcome, Gunwoo.
Hi, Gunwoo.
안녕, divers. It's your favorite trend diver, Gunwoo, on duty.
I was looking forward to a childish version today.
Oh, yeah, I was going to, but, you know, well, I got to tell you, you invited the right person right here for the right day.
Oh, we're going to hear in a bit why you're saying this. But Gunwoo, really, Korean kids content is increasingly being discussed as a new wave of Hallyu, just like K-pop and K-dramas. So are you personally feeling this momentum grow?
Well, first of all, I believe I can proudly and also confidently say that I can answer this question better than anybody since I have been a kids content creator for past 6 years.
Wow.
And K-Kids content is emerging as a new pillar of the Korean wave, Hallyu, following K-pop and K-drama. Because, you know, if you think of content is usually produced, K-Kids content produced through a OTT platform or YouTube, it has transcended borders and language barriers. So biggest difference between K-pop, K-drama, and K-Kids content is that there is a different business structure. To be more specific, K-Kids content companies, they do not just simply produce contents, but they actually expand into IP businesses. In other words, they create revenue structure by expanding into performances, toys, licensing, and theme parks using IP of the characters they created in the content. So if you ask me if there's any kind of example, I would say K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters actually is for the children, but you know, it turned out that it's for everybody. No matter where you're from, no matter how old you are, everybody fell in love just like that. It was actually rated PG, but the thing is, it became very trendy among kids, and then it became very popular among adults as well. That's why it turned out to be a two-time Oscar winner. And also, you know that Maggie Kang, the director of K-pop Demon Hunters, was actually here in Arirang TV, and she actually mentioned that season 2 is coming up, and who's ready for that? I am. I'm sure divers, you're ready for that, right?
That makes us 2 or 3.
3, yes.
3 of us here, right here.
Right, and I mean, it doesn't matter if it comes out in a few years, we're going to grow even older, but we're going to still remain children at heart.
We'll still be a kidult.
Yes, kidult.
Yes.
Right.
We'll definitely still enjoy the K-pop Demon Hunter, of course. And we can't talk about K-Kids content without Baby Shark, as I've mentioned a little bit earlier. But I know it's doing great globally, but Gunwoo, please tell us how it's doing.
Well, the Ping Pong Company, just for your information, is the original creator of Baby Shark, just like the song you sang, actually. And their YouTube channel surpassed 210 billion cumulative views, and also they have 300 million subscribers. 300 million subscribers, that is a lot of number. And the YouTube channel that I was running was actually 2.3 million subscribers, and compared to Ping Pong Company, I feel like, what have I done? You know, I feel like nobody. But anyways, what's interesting here is that the views of original Korean language content increased approximately 4-fold in just 1 year, reaching 11.1 billion views, and the proportion of overseas viewers of the Korean channels rose all the way up to 90%, which means 9 out of 10 people watching those Korean original contents, they are foreigners. This is amazing because they don't even understand what it's saying, but they are watching it, you know what I mean? So those kind of contents are very popular in United States and Indonesia, India, and Brazil. Brazil. And furthermore, the ping pong company's offline Baby Shark events in Indonesia attracted 5 million people. I mean, it sounds like, ping pong company makes it so easy to just say millions, but, it's really difficult to draw millions of people to offline events, not only online. So they have held a lot of Southeast Asia events, and they usually draw about 1 million people to the events, and that's a lot of numbers as well. And Ping Pong Company and Baby Shark seems like they prove themselves that there is no gap between online and offline popularity. So this is amazing. I got even goosebumps.
Well, the figures say it all, but still, Konwoo, what do you think? What's so unique about these Korean content kids characters that are appealing to children worldwide?
Well, that is a really good question right there. That was very sharp. And there might be various appeals, but I have personally selected 3 reasons. And first, music. The reason K-kids content has become the global standards for children worldwide is it's because it's simple but addictive melodies. Storytelling centered on music and rhythm reduces reliance on language, allowing any child around the world to just enjoy it intuitively. Like they don't even have to think about it. They just watch it and they understand, they comprehend what's going on in the video. And the second, it's credibility. Despite the children being the viewers, there are too many contents in overseas that is very harmful, that is not good for little kids to watch, just simply to gain views and subscribers. So, parents all over the world, they actually allow their child to watch something called credibility, I would say. And the third, it's character design. Korea is already leading the children's animation and IP industries. So this is due to perfectionism of the graphic designers who actually create the characters and their thorough research and understanding of exactly what children like.
Great analysis there. And Konwoo, you did mention that you are a K-Kids content creator yourself. So please tell us more about that.
All right, so I was actually going to do something very kids content creator thing in an introduction, but let me just break it down here. The most important thing in creating kids contents for me is that it has to be, those contents for little kids has to be very safe, and also you can just trust what they're made for little kids. Since we're living in a world of countless contents floating every day, it is not easy to sacrifice views and subscribers over righteousness in creating content. However, since kids content is consumed by little kids, I strive to produce proper content with a sense of mission. As you can see in the video, I've done a lot of things as a kids content creator, but the thing is, it has to be educational, beneficial content through nursery rhyme or skits or dramas. That's what I try to do in making contents.
That was fun to watch.
I know,
you
definitely seemed like a dancer. So from first-hand experience, please tell us what kind of styles or what kind of trends do children like these days? And also, I heard that they're not only watching contents online, but they're also creating themselves as well. So like filming videos on YouTube and short forms as well. So tell us about that trend as well.
That's right. Well, when it comes to K-kids or any kids around the world, little children, they always chase something very fast-paced and very trendy because they're the one who actually lead the trend. So, they're the one who actually consume intuitive and fast-paced contents. Therefore, it is essential to think from their perspective and to figure out what they really like these days because their trend among kids change rapidly. Recently, I'm aware that there's a trend among children filming and uploading their own contents. Even one of my nephew and cousins, they actually do the same thing. However, ironically and personally, I do not think this is a good idea because, they're still young. I know that many children want to become YouTubers, influencers when they grow up, but, because they're still young, they lack the ability to judge what's right and what's wrong. So, they often film and make controversial and harmful content just to increase views and subscribers. And if I had a children, I wouldn't let them do that because, I would just rather tell them to wait till they turn out to be adults and they can tell what's right and wrong, and then they can make contents.
That's a good idea. Or the kids, maybe their parents could supervise why they upload contents. But Konwoo, tomorrow is Children's Day.
That is
and what are the latest Children's Day trends? I mean, we had our reporter Seyoung out there at the Seoul Circus Festival, but what are some other events that you want to mention?
Well, that's a good question because when it comes to events, when it comes to Family Month, when it comes to May 5th, the Children's Day, it hits different when it comes to Korea, right? Korea always makes it special. They spice it up. You know, there's always kick in it. So as May 5th is Children's Day here in Korea, the Seoul Metropolitan Government held an event called Kids Week. It's not Fashion Week, it's not Seoul Beauty Week, it's Seoul Kids Week. You know what I mean? It's Kids Week for the very first time in Korea, and it's going to be held from May 1st to 7th. And during the event, 60 public kids cafe located in Seoul will be open for complimentary, which is amazing. And in addition, the Seoul Metropolitan Government will issue kids cafe money, which is like a discount coupon for private kids cafe as well, because, you know, like when it comes to private kids cafe, it's really, really expensive to use. So this is a really good one right there. And other events are also scheduled to be held, including Teenieping Dreamland, which is in Teenieping. And Teenieping is one of the IP from Ping Pong Company as well. And also Teenieping, as you mentioned, Bella, earlier, Teenieping Seongsu will be held in Seongsu.
Wow, sounds great. So people can check them out until tomorrow and until the 7th, as you've mentioned. And also, as this K-Kids content and, you know, family-oriented events grow and there's more and more happening here in Seoul and overall in Korea, do you think more families will visit Korea?
I believe so because, you know, the number of tourists visiting Korea increased even more compared to last year since there was a K-pop Demon Hunters. A shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters and director Maggie Kang. But the majority of tourists didn't only come to Korea for just that, you know. However, it seems like a lot of them tourists with their children tend to visit a theme park. That's a point right there. They actually visit theme park. And how I know this, because as you see in the video, I used to participate in a parade in L World, which is one of the biggest theme park, amusement park in Korea, in Seoul. So, you know, I know this better than anybody that there are more and more of foreign tourists with their children coming visit to a theme park. So that's one thing that I can tell you. For sure.
Wow, just looking at the footage here, Prince Konwoo.
Right.
But Konwoo, thank you so much for the great information and for sharing your own experience as K-Kids content creator. And I want to say Happy Children's Day to
Happy
you.
Children's Day.
And also to you, Bella, Happy Children's Day or Happy Children's Day Eve. All right, and we're going to see you back here soon.
Yes, I'll see you back very soon.